Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we have a matchup, Jewelry Bonney versus BY Luffy. This is actually one of BY Luffy's tougher matchups, I believe. Bonney and RP Law being his two toughest matchups in the format. So let's see if the BY Luffy player can handle going up against Bonney here. So first couple turns, Luffy's able to search out. Pretty good for him. He finds a Sabo already, so that means that his Gecko plays in the late game are going to be really big. But 4 Dawn here for Bonney. Her swinging in for 5 means the Arouge is coming down. And he does, restanding the 1 Dawn at the end of her turn there. So, BY Luffy starting off with a Flampe, drawing 1 and ripping a life. And then playing down the Garp. I'm actually surprised he didn't swing in 8 first, so that his Garp doesn't get rested here. I guess his rationale is that he's probably playing something else next turn anyways, but yeah, slight misplay. I think Garp being up could threaten more swings in the following turns. But let's see if Bonney deals with the Garp or just leaves him up. But looks like the 8 connected to the Bonney, so her being down at 3 life isn't the worst thing, just because Luffy doesn't have too much rush pressure. He kind of just slowly builds up a giant board and kills you with a big, tall leader. But yeah, and Ace being his only real rushers, I don't think Bonney is too afraid of that. So Luffy starting off his turn, swinging in 7 at leader, and then being countered out by the 0 cost event, and then ending his turn with the Sabo here. So ditching 2 adults out of his hand is pretty good. Tells the Bonney player that he does have a lot of setup ready for his late game, and so as long as he can control the board and control the Sabos coming down, I think he's gonna be in a really good spot here. I think Bonney just really makes it tough for Luffy because she has access to Zoro, has access to Hody Jones, and so the Sabo protecting the Luffy from really tall swings is not too effective. And with the Cavendish being able to restand too, seems like there's going to be a lot of pressure going into the BY Luffy here. I'm not sure if he's going to swing yet though, just because at 2 life really doesn't have lethal pressure yet, and yeah, he decides not to swing in just yet. I think that's the right call, and that Cavendish being able to be protected by a Rouge is really good for him. So I think that 9k swing was going into the Cavendish, which gets blocked by the Arouge. And then dropping the Sabo down, hopefully not being Hodied again and cleared out. But at this point, if Bonney has the Zoro, I think it's looking really tough for the BY Luffy, just because he already has a really tough board to deal with, and Luffy being at 2 health, he would have to rip his own life and not be able to get a Gecko play off. And here, this is probably what Luffy hates the most, being able to keep his leader untapped, or tapped, sorry, means that he's not able to pressure any sort of offense unless he turns his character sideways. But yeah, so here I think it's a weird play to put him down to 1 or even put him down to 0 unless he has some way of attacking here. Okay, so that's what he did. It's really good here. He actually uses both of his Bonnies to keep the Dons rested. That means that even though Luffy's at 0 health, he's not able to make a Gecko play just because 2 of his Don are now tapped. I wonder if it would have been slightly more efficient to tap 1 Don and the leader, just because at 9 Don he can't make the Gecko play anyways. And then obviously just having 1 less swing on board means that the Bonney is safe from any crackback. But he does opt to put down just a ton of blockers. It's looking really dangerous for the BY Luffy player here. Putting down 2 blockers, I might have actually just healed here and just sack 2 of the adults in the grave in order to stay alive. Just because another Hody Jones would be really devastating here for the BY Luffy player. And with 7 Don still available, I wouldn't be surprised if he had it. Especially resting the Ivankov. Oh, so it looks like he didn't have it because swinging 7 into the Ivankov and then 7 into lead. Means that he's probably just trying to get rid of resources at this point. Really tough spot here for the BY Luffy, and recognizing that Bonney only has 2 more swings, he just gives up his blockers. So I actually didn't have the Gecko in hand, so he couldn't make that play anyways last turn, but at least this turn he'll be able to pump manually by hard playing the babies out of hand. And I think that's what he does here, but I'm not sure if that's going to be enough. Yeah, considering the Bonney's board is so big, especially with a Cavendish active or on the board. Cavendish is just really good at dishing out a lot of damage. Yeah, so BY Luffy can only put 1 Sabo blocker up, and it looks like his hand is really slim at this point, so I can't really see any way he survives this. So he has his leader pumped up to 9, which is really good, and then Bonney just rearranging the Don back. Yeah, I think unless the Bonney just misplays here, it's pretty much game over. Definitely has more than enough power on board to push for lethal here. And that's what he starts doing. Starts by swinging 9 into lead. Takes a Sabo blocker already, so I think at this point you just swing everything you got with the Hody. And that's that. So yeah, BY going down against Bonney. But yeah, tough matchup for him. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a like and subscribe to support the channel, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.